back with Trevor and JJ Radio. We have a fun guest. We never get to talk about this stuff. So we have Mr. Jason VandeBerg. He works for Hearthstone Bakery Cafes.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Sure. So tell us everything about Hearthstone.
Hearthstone is a company I founded a little more than 10 years ago. We just turned 10 in October.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 10 hard-fought years, but good years.
Sure.
We are a kind of a neighborhood coffee shop, sandwich shop, desserts and whatnot.
Sure.
But we're a local company.
Love that.
We're 2 units right now and hopefully growing, but emphasis on quality of food and something that you can't get from a big unit.
Let's talk about the quality of food.
Yeah.
And obviously you're the chef here. So in your opinion, what's the difference between you and someone else that's just like a quick, I don't want to say a franchise out, but like a quick eat and run type of place?
So we got a T-shirt that's on the T-shirt says, do you know where it's 12 o'clock? Do you know where your food was made? And I think the big difference is, was your food actually made here in San Antonio, or was it brought in by, some of these big box restaurants and coffee shops and whatnots that have these big plants and distribution centers, and you see their 18-wheelers on the streets in the morning dropping food off. So that probably gives you some indication as to how much of your food is actually being made where you're eating it versus, being brought to you in some sort of processed state. The more processed the food is, generally, the lower the quality.
Not better for you. I'm just thinking about that spinach outbreak that happened a couple years ago that everyone freaked out. I know everyone was thinking, like, where did I eat the last week? And
I've got a great story about that.
I want to hear
quickly. So that's one of my favorites. So the spinach outbreak was when I was developing the menu about 12 years ago.
Okay.
And it got
taken
taken
off.
Ago? Yes. It got taken off
all
the shelves. Got taken off all the shelves. It was a huge deal. We had a spinach salad on the menu before we even opened the doors. And this thing happened, and spinach skyrocketed, and you couldn't get it. And I said, oh, heck, I got to revamp this, and I'm never going to be able to sell spinach in the restaurant because this will happen someday if I live that long as a company owner to do it.
Sure.
And so we replaced it, and we put this salad called the cranberry balsamic salad on the menu, which just by happenstance happened because of that spinach outbreak. It's by far the most popular item on our menu.
So that spinach outbreak created the flagship. Are you saying that spinach outbreak created
our number one selling
flagship
item was from that spinach outbreak? No kidding.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what kind of lettuce is in that? Or greens?
Spring mix and baby lettuce, except for spinach.
Baby lettuce.
Yeah.
You got the baby lettuce.
And our balsamic dressing that we make ourselves is, we've been people knocking down our doors to put it in bottles, so we're working on that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So are you going to go that route?
We're trying. Yeah. We're trying. It's just, there's always that next step, as a small business owner that you try to
anticipate.
You'll grow to a certain level, and then getting up over that next hurdle is a really hard thing to do. So we're up against our next hurdle, and that's kind of one of the steps that we're going to take to try to cultivate our brand a little bit.
Those pains of growth is good, though.
They're good, and they're really nice to look back on after you've had them. So
just like that
spinach rearview mirror, they're great things to.
Yeah, you remember that? That kept you up at night.
Yes, a lot of things keep you up at night.
I got it. So we know your one location is at 4212 McCullough, which is in the what we call, I guess, uptown in real estate.
Almost Park, just south of the Circle.
Yeah.
We've been there about 6.5 years. Our first store was at the Forum out at 35 and 1604. It's a tiny little place. It's a shoestring startup restaurant, but it's got all the good quality food that we got the other one too.
I don't want to say this word out loud, but I mean, it looks like you guys do really well in a really small little spot. You ever think about franchising more?
We've thought about it. Someday it may come.
I'm a commercial real estate agent. I'm just trying to get a client.
You're not the first to ask me that. But,
cool. But I'm the first to ask you on air.
You are the first to ask me on air.
That means something.
I'll take note of that.
I'll take what I can get. Yeah. I'll take what I can get.
Growth for us has been, we've been real blessed to have a very loyal following. But
I have seen people do a lot less in a bigger space, is what I'm saying.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
it's good to know.
Because you pump out a lot of food in a quick amount of time.
We do,
and it's quality. Always.
We're fortunate enough that we have our seats full most days for lunch. So
sure.
It's we have a really supportive, loyal crowd of people that have been coming to see us for years and years and years, and they're the reason we're still around.
Sure.
We don't want to grow too fast. We really don't. We see people do that.
I get it.
And people still see me working in the kitchen and still see me in the restaurant and answering phones and delivering orders and.
Let's talk about how many hours a week do you work?
I won't lie, I'm probably about 40, 45.
It's not bad.
Very nice.
It's not bad at all. I came from 80, 90 hours a week when I used to work in hotels and professional kitchens.
For sure. What's your favorite thing to cook?
I like to eat whatever anybody else cooks. So, but yeah, I mean, I was a pastry chef for about 10 years, so as long as it's not sweet, you give me a nice steak, and I'm a happy camper for a while.
Sure.
So.
And I've only done two things: restaurants and real estate. So, what should people expect to get a job in the industry?
To get into the business or to get into the industry?
Yeah.
To get into the industry, try on the shoe before you want to wear one.
Sure.
Don't buy it first.
Sure.
It's a very hard business. It doesn't pay well. The hours are bad. If you love food, you'll find a way to get around all those, though.
Right.
So if it's in your blood and it's in your heart, you'll enjoy it. But just be prepared to work hard.
I was that type of server that would get mad at chefs and call them cooks. Would that make you mad?
It used to.
Got it. Cool. Well, I want to thank Jason for hanging out with us. We're going to take a quick break. Check out their location, 4212 McCullough Avenue, and the other one at
Agora Parkway out in the Forum at 35 and 604 Northeast.
Thanks, Jason.